Let's have a look and see what is the theme for the week ahead. And we're looking at the week of the 17th to the 23rd of July 2022. I am shuffling the first portion of the Word of the Year Oracle. We're looking for a single card from this deck. Let's see, which one do I want? That one over there. Right, so I have the first one. Let's shuffle the next portion. And again, we're taking a single card from here, and the two together will give us, whoops, the theme for the week ahead. So let's just give it a little shuffle and see what is our theme for the week ahead, right? And I'm going with that card over there. So our theme for the week ahead, we have divine love. Beautiful. You know, it's so interesting that this has come through for us for this week, because I've noticed in my client consults, in the readings that I've done this week, while I'm talking, I am going to shuffle the Secret Garden Oracle, which is going to just contribute to divine love. So yeah, what I've noticed this past week in my consults with clients is that we're all struggling. You know, everybody's finding life really overwhelming. I actually had quite a few people say to me things like, aren't we in a Mercury retrograde? Everything seems to be going wrong. There seems to be so much conflict and so much challenge and so much uneasiness. And we're feeling it not just externally with our family and friends and work and situations, but just generally within our own selves. So divine love for me confirms and tells us that we need to focus more on us, on ourselves personally. We need to learn how to love ourselves. We need to learn how to accept ourselves. We need to learn how to be okay with who we are, to divinely love oneself. And obviously, when you're able to love yourself unconditionally, you are then able to love others a lot more. So it seems like a focus for the week ahead is brilliant. I absolutely love it. Let's see what message we get from the Secret Garden this week. Breathe. You see, you know what I say, friends, I can't make this stuff up. So it says slow down and contemplate the tea, the violets, the ivy tangled around the eaves. So it's about just slowing down and acknowledging who you are, acknowledging what it is that you're going through, acknowledging the experiences that you are having, and just divinely loving and accepting your situation, your circumstance, and then those around you. And if you can do that, I promise you, life becomes so much easier, less complicated, just wonderful. But if we don't breathe, we're going to hyperventilate. And when we hyperventilate, we immediately get into a state of chaos. So we need to learn how to slow down. We need to learn how to love divinely ourselves and others, and to just breathe our way through the situation and the circumstances. And I know it's easier said than done, but you know what? We're going to do our best. Right, let's have a look and see what crystal energy we can work with for the week ahead. So the crystal that we're going to draw today, I'm hoping is going to assist us and help us to find, to express, to experience divine love, and to help us slow down and breathe. Slow down and smell the roses. Slow down and smell the coffee, drink the tea, whatever it is that we need to do. Whoopsie. Okay, is there one? There is one. I will accept that one. Let's have a look and see what crystal energy we have for the week ahead. We have got pyrite. I love that. Pyrite is a strong protection stone and can help ward off negativity and physical danger. It can stimulate intellect and memories while promoting leadership. It is said to increase ambition and commitment. Element earth, it works on all our chakras, and an affirmation connected to pyrite is, I am protected from negative energy. Pyrite is also known as fool's gold. So I have quite a few pieces of fool's gold, actually, because, you know, it is just such a pretty, it has that kind of rough gold look about it. And it's quite a rough crystal, and I'm always drawn to the rough crystals. I'm always a lover of the rough. I do like the polished and smooth ones, but I do like my rough crystals. And pyrite really is, it's quite square. You know, it doesn't have rounded edges. It seems to be quite blocky. Maybe that's a good word to use. It's quite blocky, and it does have that kind of rough gold coloring and look to it. It's known as fool's gold, and I love the fact that it is a protection stone, and that it helps to ward off negativity and physical danger, because that's what we've got going here, is we need to be mindful of the negativity we have within our own minds, within our environments, within our families, within our circumstances. We need to be aware of it. We need to divinely love it, accept it. I don't want to say welcome it, but accept it. And we need to just breathe, because sometimes the best way to handle a negative situation is by doing nothing. When we try and fix something or mend it or repair it or simplify it or remove it, we actually make the situation worse. Sometimes to just let a thing run its course, just let a thing go in the way that it wants to without meddling, is sometimes the best thing that you can do. And we do that with love in our hearts, with love in our minds, within our souls. And when we do that, the problem dissipates and the problem goes away. So pyrite, as a stone of protection to help ward off negativity and physical danger, is excellent. The fact that it stimulates the intellect is, to me, also quite important, because we need to be we need to be smart about the way that we are responding. Okay, we need to be intellectual in the way that we are responding to circumstances and situations. We need to think before we react. And I think that's a big thing. And that's what breathing does. So when you find yourself in the middle of a situation and you, instead of trying to jump into action to fix and to mitigate and to make better or whatever, but if you just take a minute to slow down and to breathe, if you just take a minute to sort of, gather your thoughts and to gather your perspectives on the situation, the intellect suddenly kicks in, and all of a sudden we think better, we respond better, we react better, and suddenly everything just seems easier. So pyrite can help us to stimulate the intellect. And the memories. Now, where the memories come in, it's because it's reminding us of who we were, reminding us of where we've come from, what we've already been through, because we often forget. We're often so focused in the current drama, in the current chaos, in the current problems, that we actually forget where we've come from and what we've already been through. And when you recognize that you've already been through so much worse, it suddenly gives you permission to divinely love yourself and to breathe yourself through the current situation. So I do absolutely love that. And I think pyrite is a really good option for us for this week ahead. So if you have a piece, I am going to encourage you to carry it with you, keep it with you, hold it in your hands, and just allow its energy to work through you. If you don't have it, use this image, or Google a piece of pyrite, have it on your phone, have it on your computer screen, look at it and just absorb the energy of the pyrite crystal. We're now going to move on to our, I'm going to call it a new feature, but I did introduce it, I think it was last week or the week before that, I forget now, but it is where we get a message from the angels. I do love working with the angels because their energy and their emotion is very supportive, very kind, very considerate, very caring, very motivating, and very enthusiastic, which is exactly, what I believe are important, and what I try and do with my videos and with my content that I create is to try and help inspire you, motivate you, help you to heal, help you to understand, and help you to move forward. So I love working with the angels for that reason. I have got two decks that I want to use today to get a message from the angels. And the first one is Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracle card. So it's not specifically an angel deck, but it really is such an awesome, powerful deck. So we're going to work with that one. And the other one that I work is actually a tarot deck. Guardian Angel Tarot cards. Not one of my favorites. Not one. I know I generally say with all the tarots, oh, it's one of my favorites, but this is really one I can say it's not one of my favorites. But when looking for a message from the angels, because this particular tarot deck has quite a big paragraph of information on it, that's why I don't like it as a tarot deck, but I use this as an angel oracle deck. So we're not looking at it from the perspective of tarot, we're looking at it from the perspective of a guardian angel message. And for that reason, I do love this deck. But as a tarot deck, no, it doesn't make the grade for me. It doesn't cut it for me on that side. So let's have a look from Kyle Gray, Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. Here I have them. Let's give them just a little shuffle. I did shuffle before I started recording, but I like to shuffle while I have you on camera. So we're looking for a single card from this deck, which is going to give us a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of guidance from the angels and the ancestors today to help us through the next week, what is something that we need to be aware of, or what is something that we need to be mindful of, something that we need to know for the next week. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Oh, I love it. We have got the great teacher, and his message is to learn from spiritual experiences. And here we have an image of Jesus. We also have the flower of life and the peace dove. So the symbolism of the card is very powerful, very strong, and very just something to really take note of. There is a peace about this card, not just not just with the peace dove, but with this expression, with the open hands, with the kind of, there's no expectation. There is just acceptance. There is just learning. There is just guidance. There is just peace with this particular card. He is releasing the bird. He's releasing the bird with divine love, unconditional love. He is just breathing through circumstances and situations. He's not trying to control. He's not trying to manipulate. He's just trusting that everything's going to be okay. He knows, and it's not a case of trying to convince himself to trust. Like, actually deep in the heart, there is this unconditional trust, this unconditional understanding around the situation. And I think this is something that we all absolutely can use and work with over the next couple of days. Sorry, I'm going to just rearrange everything as I do, just to try and get everything to fit. There we go. I think that's a better positioning. So the great teacher is basically reminding us that life is a series of lessons. Life is a series of experiences. While I'm talking, I'm going to start shuffling the Guardian Angel Tarot. So the great teacher is reminding us that life is just a series of lessons and experiences, and we need to learn from it. Every single thing that you experience is a spiritual experience. Whether it's something that happens to you physically, mentally, emotionally, it's still a spiritual experience, because you are first and foremost a spiritual being having an earth experience. Oopsie, that was a bad shuffle. Complete fail, bad shuffle. Look at me go. And I think the message that's coming through from that particular card, from the great teacher, is telling you to take everything as a lesson. And when we do that, when we look at, why is there a problem between you and another person? Why are you two at loggerheads? Why are we not friends? Why are we struggling? Or why are you battling with finances? Why are you battling with emotions? And when you take it as a spiritual experience and a spiritual lesson, suddenly it almost makes it easier to understand. But when we try and control, when we try and manipulate, when we try and fix, we're operating from a place of ego. And yes, to be human is to have an ego, to be egotistic. But we must never allow the ego to drive us. We must never allow the ego to control us. We need to look at everything from a position of learning and understanding. And when we do that, suddenly the understandings become easier, simpler, and just more powerful and stronger. All right, I have my second card. So this one is from the Guardian Angel Tarot. Let's have, isn't this just so beautiful? It's like a message from Grandma, isn't it? Let's have a look and see what we've got. We've got the Two of Emotions, which is the Two of Cups in traditional tarot. And the message at the bottom, it says, a relationship grows closer as two people fall in love, or a current relationship grows much stronger. Friends may deepen into a spiritual connection. So there's our teacher coming through. Mutual respect and understanding exist or will develop. Don't give up on a relationship that feels challenging to you. There is still hope. Now, isn't that just uncanny? That talking about the great teacher, here I am bringing in about the spiritual experiences and the life lessons. And I mentioned about, if you have a situation or a problem with another person, understanding that it's a lesson, understanding that it is just a learning experience that you have to go through, will make it that much easier. And here we have that exact message coming through. So divine love, we have to learn to love each other unconditionally. Whether you like a person or not is completely irrelevant, okay? Divine love, bringing our theme into it. Divine love means that you learn to love yourself and to love others equally, without any kind of expectation, without any kind of pressure, without any kind of situation. And this is the lesson that the angels want us, this is the experience that the angels want us to have this week, is to learn to sometimes to just trust the process, to trust the situation, to realize that we can't go through life as hermits. We can't go through life as single individuals, never having any interaction with other people. Being human means interacting, connecting, establishing relationships with other people, whether those relationships are romantic, friendly, family, acquaintances, etc. It doesn't matter. Whether it's the person you meet at the local tea room cafe where you buy your bread and milk, it doesn't matter what it is. These relationships that we have all over, and every single connection that you have is a learning experience, including the relationship that you and I have. Okay, so I don't know you, I can't see you, I don't know your name, I don't know much about you. You are connecting with me, but I am giving you the learning, the lessons, and the experiences that you need. So there is always a learning experience. Everything in life is a lesson and a learning. And if you can learn to accept and to see life that way, I need to find a place where this isn't going to have a glare. If you can learn to see life in that way and embrace life that way, especially in your relationships with other people, you will be absolutely, truly amazed at how quickly things evolve, change, and improve for you. But it all comes down to divine love. It comes down to faith, to trust, to acceptance, and to understand that sometimes we don't have to physically do anything. Sometimes we need to just allow the situation to unfold. We need to just sit and have a cup of tea and breathe. And immediately you will find your whole perspective shifts, your whole learning experience shifts, the spiritual experience shifts, and suddenly you're imagining, experiencing, and living a completely different life, a better life, a happier life. But when you get yourself into a state of panic, into a state of fear, into a state of ego, suddenly it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse. So rather, the angels are saying to you today, learn how to see everything as a learning experience. Learn, always do what I call the lessons learned, where you look back at a situation and say, right, what could I have done better? How would it have gone if I had done A, B, and C? Or it happened this way because I responded this particular way. So we need to learn to look at ourselves through the eyes of divine love. We need to learn how to not always try and do more than is necessary. And we need to understand that connections and relationships with other people are super, super important. Love that. Love that angel message today. Right, we're going to move on to our elemental readings now, and just to explain how it works in case this is the first time that you're here or you're still unsure about the elemental readings. So basically I offer a message or a guidance for the week ahead for every single sign of the zodiac, but instead of recording 12 individual short messages, I group them by the elemental energy associated with each zodiac sign. So we have got our 12 standard zodiacs from Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Each one of those has an associated element energy. So I do 4 readings for each of the 4 elements. So we have fire, earth, air, and water. So I will do 4 separate readings, and each reading will then encompass 3 zodiac signs. And the reason why I feel it's okay to do a elemental reading for the week ahead is because it's only 7 days. We're looking at just 1 week. And because it's such a short amount of time to do detailed specific for each sign, it's not necessary. And also the intention behind these elemental readings is literally just to give you a little bit of guidance on what the energies are going to be like for you for the week ahead, so that you can be more prepared, so that you respond better or respond more appropriately, or that you can, as I said, be more prepared for what may be coming up for you. Excuse me. So we do fire, earth, air, and water in that particular order. The fire elementals covers Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The earth signs are our Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And water signs is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So once you know which element you fall under, you can go straight to that particular portion of the reading to get the message as to what's in store for you for the week ahead. And this week, I am using an old favorite of mine. I love this deck because it looks like it's so old and so worn out. It is the traditional Rider-Waite Smith, but this is called the vintage it's a vintage edition of it, and I love it because it's not glossy and the cards are small, and I love this old vintage feel. So that's the tarot deck that I'm going to be working with today to do the elemental readings. So let's start off with our fire signs. So fire signs being Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. We're looking at the week ahead being the 17th to the 23rd of July, 2022. Week ahead for our fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag. Okay, just cutting the deck. Card number 1 for our fire signs, we have got the 7 of Cups. Card number 2, we have got the 9 of Swords. And card number 3 is the 7 of Pentacles. So quite interesting that we have the 2 sevens, okay? And especially considering that they are on either side of a stress card. So we've got choices, patience, stress. So I have to giggle at that because, you know, the choices, it's amazing how we can get so overwhelmed with choice. When you feel like there's so much that you want to do, so much that you need to do, or you're not sure which is the right choice to go for, because what happens if you choose the wrong one? What happens if it goes wrong? What happens if it doesn't work? You know, and we can get ourselves into such a state of panic around too many choices and too many options. If I offered you, like if you and I were sitting somewhere and I said to you, would you like something hot or something cold to drink? It's actually quite easy to make a choice around that because it's 2 choices. But if I said to you, oh, you can have this, like suddenly you go like, oh my gosh, there's so much I want. There's so much that appeals to me. I actually don't know in this moment how to make a decision. And that can bring about a crazy amount of stress. So fire signs for you for the week ahead, it looks like you are going to have some choices to make, some decisions to make, which could be overwhelming. It is going to be something that's going to sit on your mind. It is going to be something that's going to be, you know, keeping you up at night as per the card. The issue here though is this particular card here, the 7 of Pentacles, because the 7 of Pentacles is telling you relax, chill, it's going to be okay. The 7 of Pentacles is telling you you can't rush this, okay? You cannot. There is nothing that you can do. There's no amount of fertilizer, there's no amount of anything that you can throw at this bush to make it grow any quicker than what it is. Sometimes in life we just have to accept that the speed is the speed. All right, we cannot speed things up, we cannot hurry it up. No amount of money, time, and energy is going to change the amount of time that it takes for the inevitable to happen, or whatever it is. So yes, you have some choices. You don't have to make it immediately. You can actually take your time, but don't allow it to eat you up. Don't allow the stress of the choices and the decisions and the options. Don't allow it to keep you up at night, because actually you need to be patient. And there's no hurry. There is absolutely no hurry this week, fire signs. And you know, this is really tough because fire signs, the natural energy of fire is quick, fast, sudden, instant, big, powerful energy, okay? And all of the fire signs, that's what you're like. You're all about, let's jump into action, let's get things done, click fingers, come on, let's get going. But the truth of the matter is, slow down. We cannot speed this up. You cannot hurry this up. You have to just allow things to unfold in the time that they're going to take. And you are concerned about making the right choice. And maybe this is also where the anxiety comes in, is that once you've made your choice, once you've sort of, you know, come to a decision around that, you're not going to see the results of that for quite some time. And that could also be what's causing the stress. So you may do something. You may make a choice, make a decision, or initiate something which doesn't materialize instantly. So immediately that's where the doubts and the insecurities will come from. But you need to be patient, and you need to understand that things just take time to unfold. So fire signs, it looks like you're in for an interesting week. Don't let the stress, the worry get to you. Just trust and understand that once you've made your decision, everything will work out exactly as it needs to be, and there's no need to speed it up or to try and speed it up. All right. Have an awesome week, fire signs. Sending you all lots of love and blessings. Okay. Earth signs, let's have a look and see what the week ahead has in store for you. So earth signs being Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We're looking at the week of the 17th to the 23rd of July 2022 for all earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck and let's see what we have for you, earth signs. Card number 1, we have got a beautiful, I never know if that's the King or the Queen of Swords. We have the Sun card and we have the High Priestess. How absolutely wonderful. Right, so let's have a look. We've got the Queen of Swords, okay? I said I never know, but it is absolutely the Queen of Swords. Now, the fact that she's got this open hand in front of her, it's almost like she's beckoning, okay? It's almost like she's calling somebody in. She's like, okay, next. Who's next? Who needs my attention next? We then bring our attention to this huge big sword that she's holding. The fact that she's holding the sword upright in her right hand shows that she's ready to swipe, okay? She's ready to use her sword. So I always consider the Queen of Swords somebody who is intelligent, smart. She has a lot of understanding around life situation and circumstances, but she also understands the difference between right and wrong. She is very strong in her outlook, strong in her perceptions. And I know earth signs, this is you. This is all of you. You're all very much, you know the difference between right and wrong. You know what is necessary, what's not necessary. There's a foundation, there's a grounding, there's a strong moral standing. And that's who she is. Now, the other side of the Queen of Swords is she's also somebody who doesn't suffer fools gladly. She doesn't take a lot of nonsense. She has her sword and she's very quick to slice. She's very quick to use the sword. If she thinks that you're doing wrong, if she thinks that you're out of line, she's going to use that sword instantly to bring you into the right space. And she's not afraid to do that. Now, she's smart, she's quick, she knows the difference between right and wrong. But then I look at these two cards over here, earth signs, and it looks like none of the sword action is going to take place this week because we've got two really strong positive cards connected to our Queen of Swords. So I think what this is saying to you, earth signs, for the week ahead is that you need to keep your wits about you. You need to have your moral foundation, your moral grounds of right and wrong, what you will accept, what you won't accept, what's good, what's bad, etc. You need to have that because that is your foundation. That is how your everything in life is based on that foundation, and then we build up from there. We've got the Sun card, which is the card of happiness, joy, success, abundance, clarity, confirmation, all of those kind of good things, all of those kind of good words is what we have here with the Sun card. And that's exactly the week ahead for you. You will find that as long as you've got your foundation, as long as you've got your foundational status or your moral standing of who and what you are, everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. High Priestess is reminding you that you need to trust your own knowledge, your own understanding, your own foundation. Don't try and adjust your foundation to be in line with the people around you or the other people in your life because they don't know you. They don't know what you want. They don't know what's important for you. They don't know what's significant. You need to trust your own understanding, your own knowledge, but you also need to understand your own, focus on your own balance, okay, your own emotional, mental, spiritual, physical balance, because again, nobody can do that for you except you. You know what you need to do, you know what is necessary, you know what is significant, so just get on and do it. All right, don't rely on or expect other people to help and guide you, because other people's experiences are exactly that. They're other people's experiences. And earth signs, for you this week, it is about trusting yourself. It is about trusting your own ability to do things, to think things through for yourself, to process whatever is important and significant for you. So believe in yourself, trust in yourself, recognize that your moral standing is sufficient, is fantastic, is great. Allow that to bring you happiness and success. Trust and believe in yourself. Rely only on yourself. Don't rely on anybody externally, because if you do that, you will be let down. But as long as you are keeping your moral basis strong, secure, and stable, and as long as you believe and trust in yourself and listen to your intuition, listen to your own internal guidance system, you will have all the happiness and joy that you want and that you need this week. So earth signs, lots of love and blessings to you. I do hope that you have an amazing week ahead. Okay, running out of space. Let's put them over there. We're now going to look at our air signs. So air signs, let's have a look and see what the week ahead has in store for you. So air signs, we've got Gemini, we've got Libra, and Aquarius. So for our air signs, we're looking at the week of the 17th to the 23rd of July 2022. What's in store for you for the week ahead? What is something that you need to know that important and significant for all air signs for the week ahead? Right, let's cut the deck. Card number 1, air signs, we have for you is the Page of Pentacles. Card number 2, we have the 9 of Wands. And card number 3 is the 2 of Pentacles. So what we have, just trying to find a space to put it. Just dump it right there. So air signs, what we've got for you here is a stress card surrounded by 2 pentacles. Pentacles are material possessions. It's our money, it's our stuff, it's the things that we use to measure our human existence. Page of Pentacles. Now, Page of Pentacles is quite an interesting one because he's a little bit, he holds himself back. Okay, he's curious, and he's he knows, he wants to explore more, he wants to know more, he wants to experience more, he has this desire for more, but he's also not really allowing himself to be driven by that desire. It's almost like he keeps it in check. He holds it back a little bit until he knows that it's a safe time and a safe place to explore, to experience, to ask the questions, etc. So it's almost like there's this desire within you to explore, to understand, to know, to experience, but you're holding it back because you're not sure if it's the right time, if it's the right place, if it's the right situation. So you're tending to hold back a little bit more than maybe you should. Now, interestingly, I do think this is a positive. The fact that you are holding yourself back ever so slightly, the fact that you're not like jumping in with both feet and sort of, figuring it out as you go, the fact that you're being smart about it, okay? The fact that you're being smart about it, I do think is a positive in this respect, air signs, because when I look at these two, so we've got the 9 of Wands here. Now, the 9 of Wands is a card of doing the work, okay? You've been slogging, working hard for a long time. You've been putting the effort in, you've been slogging, you've been processing, you've been all of these things for the longest time, but you're now at a point in your life where you're feeling like, how much more of this do I need to do? So you feel as if you've been working hard for a long time but not actually getting anywhere. You're feeling like, what's the point? Is it worth it? Is it actually getting me somewhere? So you've got ideas, you've got desires within you of things that you want to experience, do, and achieve in life, but you've been holding back on it because you just don't know if you're actually getting anywhere, if you're making any ground, if you're actually accomplishing anything. And the truth of the matter is, you absolutely are. You are so close to success, you are so close to completion, so close to victory, but you really do need to just push a little bit harder. So don't hold back, push as hard as you can. You're just about there. The rewards are coming. And then we have with our next card here, with the 2 of Pentacles. So here you're standing on one foot, okay? You're trying to balance yourself on one foot, and you are juggling. You're juggling everything. So these 2 cards bring the energy of overwhelm. These 2 cards are bringing the energy of it's all just a little bit too much, and you're not feeling confident, okay? Not feeling confident in yourself, in your own abilities, in your own skills, in your own circumstance. So if you express yourself, if you push yourself a little bit harder, if you allow yourself to have the divine love experiences, if you allow yourself to move forward and to recognize that you're not doing things in vain, that everything's going to work out as it needs to, you will overcome whatever it is that's short in your life, whatever it is that's missing or lacking in your life. You will fill that void, you will fill that gap, and you will find your balance, you will find your status quo, you will find your yin and yang energy. But you need to push yourself in order to have these experiences. So don't stress and worry and feel as if it's all for nothing and that you're not going anywhere, you're not achieving anything, you're not accomplishing anything, because you actually are doing a really amazing job. But this week, you're going to have that kind of question of, what am I doing? Am I fueling myself? Am I wasting my time? And the answer is no. You just need to engage more. You need to do more. You need to get more interactive. You need to push yourself a little bit harder because you're so close to success. And once you've achieved that success, that point, you can focus on finding and bringing the balance that you need in your life. So air signs looks like quite an interesting one. I am going to tell you, air signs are all about the thinking and the intellect and the mind. So I am going to tell you it's time to get physical. So this is a week to not overanalyze and overthink things, but to actually get involved in whatever it is that's going on. Get physically active in order to achieve your hopes and your dreams. All right. Lots of love and blessings, air signs. I do hope that you have a good week ahead. Okie dokie. Next, we have our water signs. Welcome, water signs. Let's have a look and see what the week ahead has in store for you. So water signs, we're looking at the week of the 17th to the 23rd of July 2022. Water signs includes our Cancerians, our Scorpios, and our Pisces energies. So let's have a look and see what the week ahead has in store for you. What do you need to know, or what do you need to be aware of for the week ahead, water signs? Let's cut the deck. Card number 1 for the water signs, we have got the 10 of Swords. Card number 2, we have the 5 of Wands. And card number 3 is the Death card. Okay, so we have got 3 really, really heavy cards. Okay, 3 really, really heavy cards. So immediately I am going to say, water signs, brace yourself. Okay, brace yourself for the week ahead. This is not going to be an easy week, but I can tell you it's going to end amazingly. All right, so the week itself is going to be heavy. It's going to be hard. You're going to feel as if it's a constant struggle. You're going to be feeling as if like there's just no way out. There's no success. There's no wonderful. There's no happiness. There's no there's no divine love. Breathing is like super critical for you guys. Okay, so water signs, it's going to be an emotionally heavy week. It's going to feel as if you are putting out fires left, right, and center. It's going to feel as if you are struggling everywhere you go. I want to bring in for you to remind you about the angel message that we had earlier in the week, earlier in the reading. So we've got the great teacher of Jesus there telling us to learn from spiritual experiences. This is a spiritual experience. I am going to say to you, when I look at these 3 cards, I'm going to talk about the Death card specifically just now. But when I look at these 2 cards are about troubles and struggles and overwhelm and conflict and chaos and disaster and, you know, all of those kind of things, which are awful words. We don't want to hear that for the week ahead. But I do think this is a lesson, or this is a situation or a circumstance that's on repeat for you. I feel as if we've been here before, we've experienced this before, we've done this before. And the way that you resolve this, the way that you fix this, repair this, mend this, overcome this, is by doing nothing. Okay, I am going to say to you, water signs, that this week, yes, it may seem as if there are problems everywhere. It may seem as there are conflict everywhere, challenges everywhere. You may be feeling like, gosh, how much more of this can I actually cope with? But honestly, don't do anything. Don't respond. Don't react. Don't try and control it. Don't try and fix it. Don't try and mend it. And don't try and initiate anything either this week. All right? Water signs, this is a week of you to just do nothing. Wait for the time to just move on its own. I am going to tell you, bringing the Death card into it, I am excited for this because, as I said, this is a situation on repeat. You have found yourself in this exact situation before many, many times, where there is just chaos and conflict and drama and problems and challenges and all of this is shifting, but it cannot and it won't shift until you learn the lessons, until you learn divine love of self, of situation, of circumstance. We need to learn the lessons. Okay, and water signs, the sooner you learn the lessons, the sooner the change comes. The Death card is the card of change, but not just little change, like we're talking major transformational change, necessary transformational change. Who you were yesterday, who you were last week, last month, last year, that person no longer exists. It's time for you to be birthed. It's time for you to come out as a brand new individual. New likes, hopes, desires, everything is shifting in a major way, but only once you succumb, only once you step away from, only once you stop engaging and participating in the chaos and the drama around you. You know, it's almost like we have to wait for the dawn of a new day. And as soon as we have the dawn of a new day, suddenly our perspective, everything shifts. So don't drive, push, initiate, challenge. Don't do anything. With anything that's going wrong in your life, or with anything that's causing you a little bit of heartache, discomfort, pain, and suffering, just stop. Time out, okay? Don't participate. Don't engage. Don't do anything. Wait. Spend your time breathing. Spend your time learning. Spend your time recognizing that life is always going to be you plus one other. You're always going to have engagements with other people. But what you're doing here is you're taking on other people's drama. You're taking on other people's issues, other people's conflicts, other people's whatevers, and you're taking them on as your own where you don't need to. So when you learn to let go of other people's chaos and drama, suddenly you come out of it in a much better way. But the more you try and control this, help this, fix this, mend this, the more it holds you back. So divine love, just to elaborate for you, water signs, divine love means that things are not always going to go according to plan, and we accept that we accept that things don't always go according to our plan, and that's okay. But we have to learn to divinely trust in the spiritual process. We need to just breathe. We need to just, whew. Okay, you've also got the pyrite crystal, which is really helpful for you this week, water signs. Pyrite is a strong protection stone that can help ward off negativity and physical danger. Okay, it can stimulate the intellect and the memories whilst promoting leadership. It is said to increase ambition and commitment. So be ambitious and committed to your growth, to your progress, to your learning, and just breathe yourself through any difficult or uncomfortable circumstances this week. All right, water signs, you got this. You got this. You got this by doing less. Less is more for you this week. Just breathe. Just breathe. Bring in divine love. Just breathe it through. Know that it's all going to be okay. This is all life lessons. Lots of love and blessings to you for the week ahead. To all my water signs, take care of yourselves this week. Be kind to yourselves this week. Be gentle with yourselves this week. That's very skew. Sorry. When I look up at the screen and I see a skew, I want to die. Right, friends. Next on our agenda is our Q&A with Spirit. So I have the cue cards. Let's give them a shuffle. So basically the way that these Q&As work is this pile of questions that I have, and they are sometimes very simple, easy questions, and sometimes they're quite deep, thought-provoking. So as I'm shuffling now, I'm asking Spirit to help us draw a question that may be subconsciously or consciously on our minds, something that maybe we need to ponder and think about for the week ahead, something that may help us guide us into being better human beings, understanding the point of life and understanding circumstances and situations and how to respond in the best way positive. So happy with that shuffle. Let's cut all the way over there and taking that card over there. Right. Let's have a look and see what is our question this week. How can I shift this current energy and reach for new heights? I like the question. So how can we shift this current energy and reach for new heights? I don't know where it's actually going to be better. I'm thinking over there. And I actually didn't take out a tarot deck to use. What tarot deck? You know what? I'm going to use, yes, Little Buddha Tarot, because you might have seen on my socials, I got the Little Buddha Oracle in this week, which is just the cutest thing. So let's use a combination of the Little Buddha Tarot and the Little Buddha Oracle to answer this question. I think that would be awesome. So how can we shift the current energy and reach for new heights? So the way that I understand that question, and I'm going to sort of try and relate it to everything that's been discussed or said in this video today, because, you know, it's interesting. We've got divine love, we've got breathe, we've got pyrite, angel message of, you know, connection with people and understanding that everything is just lessons and teaching. And I think, you know, we're all struggling through that. We're all struggling with all of this. We're struggling with divine love because we don't necessarily love ourselves. We don't necessarily even love our neighbors and love, you know, our fellow human beings, because we're angry, we're frustrated, we're, especially, you know, with all the chaos in the world and chaos in our own countries. We're all feeling a bit frustrated. We're all feeling a bit angry. We're all feeling a bit irritated. So how can we shift that particular energy and to reach for new heights so that we can have better understanding, better learning, better compassion for one another, for ourselves, for our circumstances, and for our country? I love that. Right, so let's, little Buddha Tarot, what are you going to share with us? Cut the deck. And I'm going to take 2 cards. First card we have is the Strength card. Love, love, love. Second card we have is the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm putting little Buddha aside, and now let's grab the little Buddha Oracle. And once I've got all the cards, oh, this box is still quite tight. Once I have all the cards, I will then focus on doing the interpretation. So how cute are these? They've got this very gentle pink edging and completely square cards. Let's give it a little shuffle. I have been playing with them quite a lot since I got them. Beautiful deck, absolutely stunning. The artwork and the messages and the guidance is just lovely. Okay, so little Buddha Oracle, let's draw a single card from you. And let's see what message you have. Don't know where I'm going to put it now because now we're running out of space. So little Buddha Oracle gives us the petting zoo. It's telling us to try something new. I think it can live there. There we go. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm actually going to switch them around. There we go. Better. Better. So friends, how can we shift our current energy and reach for new heights? Little Buddha Tarot was basically saying to you, recognize that you are stronger than you realize. Recognize that you have actually overcome so much already, that you've actually achieved so much already. And it doesn't matter what the universe throws at you. You actually have it within you to overcome, to heal, to fix, to repair, to mend, to achieve. Okay, so just because the textbooks say no, you shouldn't, you can't, you know, whatever, don't let that get to you. Don't let that get you down, because you're actually the superhero of the story. Okay, and you need to be proud of your accomplishments and your achievements. You need to be proud of everything that you have, whether you have a lot or whether you have absolutely nothing. Be proud of what you have achieved and what you have accomplished, because it's been a long, hard, difficult road. Of course it has. But what you need to understand is that it's time to try something new. It's time for you. Now, it's interesting that we have the lion and then we have the lamb. It's like we've got the strength, the courage, the, you know, all of those kind of, you know, powerful energies. And then we've got the gentle, subtle, caring energies, and of course we've got understanding right in the middle. So I'm loving this. So Q&A with Spirit is saying, how can we shift this current energy and reach for heights? By being aware, by learning, by understanding, by recognizing, by breathing through the process of understanding of how much you've already achieved, how much you've already accomplished, how much you've already been through, and actually practicing gratitude for all that you have. And it doesn't matter if what you have is a lot or a little bit, but it's about practicing gratitude for the lessons. And that's where divine love comes into it, because when you divinely love your life, good or bad, suddenly the energy shifts and suddenly the lessons are learned. We tick, 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 and then the universe knows to bring you new experiences, to bring you new understandings. But when we're trying to repair and to stay in that current space, when you're trying to get more, have more, be more, you suddenly lose the point of the story. And when you lose the point of the story, you get stuck in the story. So let's divinely love and accept what we've already been through. Let's acknowledge the past. Let's acknowledge the has been, what we have done, what we have accomplished, what's already transpired. Let's see it as complete. Let's put that full stop at the end of that sentence, and then give ourselves permission to try something new. To me, this is like really, really important because I see it in all my clients. You know, problems within families are because we're sticking to old ways. We keep going back to the past. We're hashing up the past the whole time. We keep saying, oh, but in the past you said, you did, you wanted, you did, you know, and all of that just keeps us in old energies. If we look at a political aspect to the way this country, this world, this universe is living, we're very old-fashioned. The rules are still very old-fashioned. We need to modernize. We need to get with the program. We need to embrace the new. And when we all, every single one of us, regardless of who you are, when we all just start embracing something new, that is how the energy shifts. And that is how we suddenly learn the lessons, come together as one through divine love, through divine understanding, where we can actually just sit and enjoy a cup of tea together without any kind of comparison or accusations or anything except love. But we need to understand that we've all been through a lot, regardless of where you've come from and who you are. We have all been through a lot. Let's be grateful for what we do have, the lessons that we have experienced, the circumstances that we have been through. Let's be grateful for all of that. But let's, as a collective, let's start trying something new. And when we try something new, that is how we will change, shift the current energy and start reaching for new heights. But we need to learn the lessons first. We need to recognize and learn the lessons, and we need to work with pyrite, you know, and pyrite, as I mentioned when I spoke about it earlier on, I said its common name is fool's gold. Because people think that because it looks like gold, they often pretend, look at me, I have so much more than what I actually do have. So pyrite is reminding us to be honest. Pyrite is reminding us that you can be grateful that you have a little bit of pretend gold in your pocket. And if that pretend gold makes you feel fabulous, there is nothing wrong with it. Okay, but if you're using the pretend gold as real gold, then you need to be more honest with yourself. You need to come back to divine love and back to the teachers, and let's all try something new. I'm absolutely loving this message, and I think there's a lot of undercurrent to the message, and I think you can interpret it in 3,000 different ways depending on your circumstance, depending on your reality, and I think it'll be valid and appropriate to each one of you. At least I hope it will be. Friends, I hope you've enjoyed your reading. I'm going to move on to now the bonus reading for my motivated and activated channel members. So if that's you, stick around and I shall see you in a bit. For the rest of you, I do hope you have an amazing week. And until we connect again, with love and blessings, from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.